Hello and welcome, you're watching Oneindia News, and today we are here in the High Commission of Canada in Delhi to attend a seminar about trans-sensitive reporting. We are going to speak to some of the panelists there, so please come and join me.
One of the characters in the documentary is a she-male. It's considered to be a derogatory term and should not be used. When it comes to stories about trans and non-binary persons, it's very important to respect the privacy of the community members. It's often been an experience that right from dead naming people to using wrong pronouns to outing them on social media, taking pictures or abstracts from their posts and stories without even they having any knowledge of it. These are not the kind of ethical practices that we expect from a responsible media person.
I believe that knowing someone's pronouns, and if you do not know them, the curiosity, the eagerness or the decency to ask that person's pronouns, I think that it should always be there, because pronouns, we relate it to gender. So if you are using incorrect pronouns, you are actually invalidating that person. So that person has a right to self-identification, and when you use incorrect pronouns, you sort of invalidate their existence. So their existence is through your perception. So when you use incorrect pronouns, you see themselves in a certain way, not the way they want to be seen. So I wish that people would be more sensitive about the pronouns, and they'll take due care when they are referring to anyone when they are doing a story.
The need for a simple narrative, a stereotype, a caricature emerges precisely, it doesn't so much reduce the humanity of the person who's stereotyped, but it actually reduces the humanity of everyone involved, and it reduces other people's capacity to hold complexity. So when someone is stereotyping another person, it is saying that, oh, you are not capable of taking their complexity, because my complexity is not in the hands of another person to take away. My complexity is inalienable from me, but it is precisely people who are on the other side of it who should be offended when they are offered a stereotype instead of a real person.
When it comes to trans persons, this breach of privacy can actually have consequences in terms of their safety. It can lead to abuse at the level of family, partners, society. It has consequences on the mental health of the person who is at the center of this all. So a very important part of responsible media is to also understand the vulnerability of the people that we are covering the stories of, and to ensure that in this entire exercise we are not further adding to their abuse and discrimination.
While heteros have the romantic arc of like, oh, love conflict, then love resolution, trans people have the pain and then like whatever. They basically come to live with it. It's not that the pain goes away because society doesn't really change.
Most of the time what happens is that transgender people, it is considered to be a box in which you put all the, like even the communities that are very much cultural and traditional, and I see them as like, gender wise they are very traditional, or they have certain regulation to themselves. So for example, the Hijra community where I come from, they have their own system. They have dera, they have hierarchy, but not every transgender person is going to be a Hijra or vice versa. So there could be a transgender person who does not belong to any of these communities, but still very much a transgender. So getting the language right in this way is very important. You can't, especially when you are doing a story which is going to be translated. So as we say that, do not get lost in translation.
Often when we look at the coverage of trans persons in media, it's about before-after stories. So it's like Swapnil became Saisha, Gaurav became Gauri, Zakir became Aksa. But as trans persons, our lives are much more than only about our transition. It's not just the surgery that we underwent or the hormone replacement therapy that we underwent or the name change that we did. We also want people to talk about our aspirations, our dreams, about the kind of other challenges that we face in our daily professional and personal lives. We also want to talk about trans joy. Our life is not only about struggles and pain and sorrow, we also have a lot of fun.